Would you leave your job for 300K? I've got a part-time job that I love. I've got a full-time job that I hate. After taxes, don't ask in responses because I've done the math. I'll get 300K if I leave my job. Tomorrow, employee stock ownership. My thought is, pay off all debt and do the job I love instead. 50 of the pay of the full-time. By the way, our mortgage is 15 years 2.5, so yeah, we might just keep paying that as is. The only thing stopping me is I don't know how long we will live. What would you do? Definitely. Life can be all too short. If I got 300K, it would be enough for me to pay off my mortgage. Then I could afford to take whatever job I want because my biggest expense is gone. Bro, 300K is equivalent to 15 years of full-time pay for me. $14 an hour for me. So like, fuck yeah, I would. Edit, I did better math before anyone tried to point it out, and it's more like 12.5 years of income for me. So yeah, I would quit and take that money and live my life so happy. Yes, I would leave. 10,000 leave. 300K today over being a wage slave for 40 years. Just send the 300K to me and keep working? IDK, just another option, trying to explore all avenues here. Yes. Because that is 7 years wages for me. 300K is nowhere near enough to live the rest of your life off of. Unless you intend on dying in the next 3-5 years. Or spending the absolute bare minimum outside of your bills. Even investing all of that and trying to live off passive income will get you very little. You'd need at least a couple $1 million to comfortably do that for the reset of your life. Taking the 300K, quitting, and finding another job that you'll be happier with and pays similarly would be a great option. Though, yeah, I'd quit one of my many shit-paying jobs for less. 100K would be life-changing. You left out a lot of important details in order to make an informed decision. How much do the jobs actually pay? If you're leaving a $100,000 year job for $300,000, it may or may not be the best choice. How old are you? What do your retirement accounts look like? After taxes, don't ask in responses because I've done the math. I'll get 300K if I leave my job. Tomorrow, employee stock ownership. How much would you get if you left in a year and a day? How much would you make in that year? This question is more of an Excel spreadsheet than a yes or no. Employee stock ownership. X200B. If this is an ESOP, you'd be subject to some pretty high tax rates and/or penalties for withdrawing before retirement. Just something to consider. If not an ESOP, then you're probably fine. Is this even a serious question? Me. Of course I would quit my job for $300,000. How does that have any bearing on what you should do? Pay the min on your mortgage. Man, that's free money at that rate. At my current salary, it would take me 10 years to earn that much. Full time. I don't know what your lifestyle is like, but I could live off that much money for a decade. And in the meantime, you can always get another job. Or maybe take on more responsibilities at your part-time job. Invest, definitely put some away in a retirement fund. Personally, I'd make that choice in a heartbeat. But again, maybe you need more to support yourself and your family. How old are you? Do you have kids or planning on it? Health insurance? Have you been on a budget in the past and stuck with it? Is your so working at a job that will pay the bills and health insurance? Do you wear glasses? If it's part-time, is there any way it could move to full-time? What other debts do you have? Is this a rub it in post? 300K is not that much, but if you've got something else lined up with 50 of the pay, then depending on how fast you pay off your mortgage and what your expenses are like otherwise, maybe it's worth it. I think you've got to do math for this. 300 isn't enough for me to quit work and go do what I like. Not to mention how much of that account is vested. They have the legal right to keep contributions. It is a reasonable choice to make. Probably one you should discuss with your partner if you have one. Maybe ask yourself where you want to be in 5, 10 years. I'm logging out now. You can always get another full-time job. You also never know what's going to come up with someone else at your part-time job, and you might be able to snag a full-time spot at some point if you're available to pick up more hours whenever. If your insurance is tied to your full-time job, you can pay probably about what you're paying through your job for coverage through the state. I'd leave for 100 lol. I would leave my job for 10K. I think you are leaving out some vital information. How much are you making at your full-time job and how much are you making at the part-time gig? 300K to leave a job? You must be earning a lot of dough. For $300,000, I wouldn't finish type. Not only that, I'd start a whole new life, maybe in a different country, if 300K can go that far. Never looking back. JFC, rub it in. ESOPs keep growing. It's free money when you retire. Cashing it out is a big loss in taxes and penalties. Why would you get this much for leaving? That helps shape my opinion, but generally yes, it's worth leaving for that much as long as the terms make sense. For 300K, I'd leave my job immediately without a doubt and never look back. Fuck yeah, that will sort you out to be on better ground. I'm assuming that $300,000 net is fully vested. So my question is, how much unvested are you leaving on the table by leaving? Yes, because with better availability, your part-time job might become a full-time job. Take the cash before the market tanks. It can either be artificially sustained a little further or the already artificial growth has to unwind. What it for sure won't do is stay where it's at. Just have a plan for what to do if you run out of money. I'd leave my husband for $300,000. It should be a no-brainer for 99% of people. I would leave my job for 6 months' pay right now, and I promise you it's nowhere near 300K. Can you replace the K with the M? Fuck, I'd leave a job for 10K. Immediately. Where do I sign up? Leave it, without a doubt. If money become tight, you can always find a new job in the future. What kind of dumb question is that? Of course you should take the money. I drive a bus, and when my passengers ask for a special drop-off spot, I tell them I'll go anywhere they want for 1 year's salary. Because I'd have to find a new job, but I'd be more than happy to take a year off first. Absolutely 100 yes. I say do it instantly. Having a job that doesn't make you want to die is key to living a life that you can be happy in. Man, I'd run. That would pay off our student loans, car, and house. 300,000 United States dollars can set me for life. I live in Brazil. How is this a question? Who needs to make a Reddit post to decide this? I think this question depends a lot on how much debt you have. My cost of living is only around $2,000 MNTH. I could be a NEET for over 10 years with a sum like that. But I do have intentions to move within that time frame, so paying off everything and saving aggressively with the part-time job, enjoying less hours, sounds like what I'd do too. I'm paranoid about finances though, so I could see myself also just quitting both. Resting for months. Then finding something different to buffer what's left, seeing if the part-time wants me back. 300K is enough money for me to quit and buy everything I need to start up the same kind of business I have been working in. I go from employee to boss with that kind of money.